is such a whirlwind, right? When you are a woman in ministry and, you're single woman in ministry.
And a pretty single woman in ministry.
A pretty single
if you may
woman
say so
in
yourself.
ministry, if I say so myself. Or, so you got all the factors that go with that, right? Dating. Who you dated? Everybody watching you. I'm a pastor's daughter. Right. I am serving as a youth pastor at the church, so I'm being very transparent with my youth, letting them know I'm not the type of person that bring a lot of people around, so I've only probably brought like 2 around. Made it very clear to my youth who I was pastoring and still pastoring to this day, just and everything like that. And it is a wonderful experience being a woman in leadership, but it is something that you got to be ready. You got to always be ready.
So what kind of things did you experience being a woman, single, dating for marriage, presumably dating for marriage, and you being in a leadership position? What were some of the hurdles that you experienced? And
people have expectations of what that look like, right? I am very versatile in my hair, right? I'll just say that. I'll just give you an example. So I went for a season. I was really red, like Mary Red. When Mary first came out, I had red hair. And I was coloring my hair, for those, this is just sad. I was coloring my hair with like Kool-Aid sometimes. I was doing all types of funny stuff with my hair. Kool-Aid. And anybody who follows me, who see me, I'm always changing my hair. I love wearing
Kool-Aid,
wigs.
Though?
Yeah, it was just like in college and stuff like that. I was using West Side. Oh, you all black. Okay, you try to do. He try to do one of the others. You so West Side or black, you choose it. So, I was like coloring my hair, and at times, my ministry would be presenting and I'm kind of rowdy and I'm still, even now to this day, I'm still so humble when I preach the gospel. I really am, because I just.
You seen her clips? Does that look humble?
Listen, I am. I'm variable. I don't know how the Lord's going to lead. I write down, I study, I do what I need to do, but I never want to offend anybody with my presentation, right? And so here it is. My hair is red, especially in the beginning of that time. Then I went blonde. Then I went pink. Then I went gray. Then I went purple. I mean, just you could think of, I just changed my hair. And sometimes that would be offensive to people, right? As a woman in leadership, oh, you shouldn't be wearing your hair like this. Then, your clothing. Oh, you shouldn't be wearing it. That's too short. That's too tight. And so I was finding myself battling with, trying to find myself, oh, you're a woman, you can't sit in the pulpit. This for the, Baptist church when we were, traditional, you can't sit in the pulpit or you can't wear earrings. And it's a lot, I think, for women to have a lot of I can'ts. You can't do this, you can't do that. And, I had to find my identity, find my place, who I was, I'm representing, and I literally had to come to this realization that my ministry may not be for everybody, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. I used to be like, oh, I gotta be such and such, and trying to please people and how I talk and how, and at the end of the day, I have just come into this season where my ministry may not be for everybody, and it's okay. It's okay. And so as I serve my ministry at church, as I serve the youth, as I continue to do what I need to do, people will be drawn to what I have to bring, right? And so that's the exterior, but then it's the interior of, am I good enough to continue to do this? Right. I haven't done every I crossed every T. I've been, I had days where I'm like, oh my goodness, that was not Christ-like. Right. And just to be real. And so, once again, the Lord called me. Right. Yeah. He called me in college. Didn't think that this was my thing because like I said, my brother, my cousins, everybody else was preaching because that was the thing, young boys at that time just preach or young men preaching. And I wasn't looking for that. Right. I just like directing a choir, doing whatever I need to do. And for God to call me, such I call it a funny time because I was in a relationship too. And I'm like, what in the world? You call me, I'm with this person. Right. Now I got to change this, so it was different. But I said, yes. I said, okay, God. I wasn't running. I was like, okay.
So let me ask you this. As you were finding yourself as a single woman and you were dating people, so do you have any examples of what someone did or said that made you know, like, this is not what I need in my ministry. This is not what I need for ministry, for where God is taking me. Is there anything specific?